Alright, so just days before the Eagles matchup with Jonathan Gannon's Cardinals, the Birds got some great news, with it seeming like 4 starters could return to the lineup this week, 3 of them being on defense, which has Brandon Graham thinking that the defense is about to take it to the next level. Meanwhile, DeVonta Smith demanded change as he explained the simple yet challenging solution to the Eagles' offensive problems, and A.J. Brown has finally spoken after a week of silence as he revealed exactly why he's been so frustrated, and it makes a lot of sense. Plus, what's the Eagles' mentality heading into their matchup with the Arizona Cardinals this week? We're going to talk about all that and more in this video today, so let's not waste any time and get straight into it. Okay, so of course we know that this matchup with Jonathan Gannon's Cardinals this week marks the second to last game of the Eagles season, and with the NFC playoff race being so tight and the Eagles also having issues that they have to get fixed before the playoffs get going, these final 2 games are crucial for the Eagles to prepare for when the real meaningful football comes around. So with knowing that, it seems like the Eagles have already adopted that playoff type mentality for these last couple weeks, as Jordan Mailata said this during the week.
We're just trying to win this game this week. So, I mean, yeah, that's the end goal is good and winning the NFC East, but in reality, everyone's mindset is just winning this game. I mean, we're treating it like a playoff every game from now on. Has to be treated like a playoff.
Now, I don't know about you, but I think that's the exact right mentality to have, because the playoffs are going to be here before we know it, and the Eagles know that they just got to clean up some things before then, because if they continue to make all the mistakes that they've been making the entire year, that'll probably end up being their downfall. So why not adopt that desperate playoff mentality in these final 2 games that they're going to have to win anyway if they want to get the highest possible seed that they can. Now, the first of those 2 games is obviously a matchup with the Arizona Cardinals, who actually got some good news on Friday, as after missing the first 2 practices of the week with an illness, quarterback Kyler Murray is officially back in practice. You see some clips of him here making some nice throws, so it seems like he'll no doubt be good to go on Sunday, and if you're the Eagles, you know that Murray is their biggest threat this Sunday. I mean, there's no question about it. He's shown in the past that he's a very dynamic player that can beat you with his arm or his legs, so his dual threat ability is something the Eagles definitely have to account for, and he definitely also has the ability to change games and be the reason that his team wins, and like I said, the Eagles know this, and Nick Sirianni specifically was asked about Murray during his Friday press conference, and he praised the former #1 overall pick.
Yeah, he still can go. He's still a really, really good player. Obviously, each week he gets more healthy, and you got to know where he is. I mean, it's not where you know where he is in each play. He's always behind the center, but you got to account for him on each and every play. He's really, really outstanding. You know, and he is a playmaker, right? He can make plays with his arm and his mind and his feet. So, a lot of respect for him, and you know, I think they're doing a good job with him. He's doing a good job this year, and we got a challenge this week.
Now, luckily, despite the fact that Murray can be a scary matchup at times, one, he's definitely not the best quarterback the Eagles have faced all year, and he's still kind of getting into a rhythm as he just recently came back from a torn ACL that he suffered last December, so that does work in the Eagles' favor, but also, Murray's supporting cast is not very good. There's definitely a lack of weapons on the offensive side of the ball, and there's just an overall lack of talent on that Arizona Cardinals roster. So it seems like the Eagles' defense could definitely be set up for success in this one, as in addition to this, the unit has undoubtedly looked a lot better over the last 2 weeks than it has at times earlier in the season, and it seems to be continuing to trend up under the new leadership of play caller Matt Patricia, and Brandon Graham seems to agree with that.
If you're looking at the film, it's like, man, we just sometimes need an extra split second, you know, little things. And even me looking at how this situation is going, especially in the back end, I feel like we're going to get stronger. We about to get Avonte back. We about to get Zach Cunningham and the guys, you know, getting a little more healthier. I think, you know, just even with Matt Patricia, you know, the way he's calling the game and doing stuff, I think that's going to serve us well too. And, you know, man, when we full strength, I'm excited. And I know this happening at the right time. Like I told you, it's like we building this thing.
So BG said it there. They're right there. They're super close at times, and he also credited Matt Patricia's play calling, but perhaps the most important thing in what he said is that the Eagles are getting healthy right now. Important players are coming back at the right time. Avonte Maddox is set to return this week after missing all but the first 1.5 games of the Eagles season, and we know how big of a difference maker he is, and then the 2 linebackers are probably set to return this week in Zach Cunningham and Nicholas Morrow, and Zach Cunningham specifically is really important to this defense. Now, he's currently listed as questionable with a knee injury, so hopefully he does end up returning this week, but regardless, just getting him and the other guys back should really help an Eagles defense that, again, just seems to be playing a lot better recently. Plus, in other injury news, star guard Landon Dickerson will be returning this week as well, so that's going to give a much-needed boost issues to that Eagles offensive line and also the Eagles run game, which we definitely could see have a lot of success this week, considering that the Cardinals run defense is ranked dead last in the NFL. I mean, they give up almost 5 yards a carry, and with DeVonta Smith coming off a big game last week where he saw 20 carries and gained almost 100 yards and a touchdown, it seems like he could be in line for another big game. And as I said in my last video, I think DeVonta Smith needs to be a focal point of this offense moving down the stretch of the season and into the playoffs. I mean, he's too much of a difference maker not to be more involved, and when he does get more opportunities, good things seem to happen. And I'm hoping that the coaches recognize that and also recognize the clear weakness of this Arizona defense, and they really commit to pounding the rock with Swift on Sunday. Although I must say, I'm pretty confident in the Eagles passing game having a lot of success as well. We saw that they were able to have a nice performance last week throwing the football. Jalen Hurts had a big day, and of course those two dominant wide receivers were a big part of it as well, which, by the way, congrats to AJ Brown and DeVonta Smith for each having 1,000-yard seasons, and it's made even more impressive when you realize that they both have been able to accomplish that in back-to-back years, making them the first Eagles receiver duo ever to accomplish that feat of 1,000 yards in 2 consecutive seasons. And speaking of these guys, both have made headlines this week for various reasons. And don't worry, we're going to get to that in just a minute, but real quick, I do want to say, if you are enjoying this video or finding it informative in any way, and you're part of that 75% of people that haven't done so already, make sure you go down right now, subscribe, and also really importantly, turn on notifications so you don't miss any other Eagles updates just like this. I mean, I think that'd be a win-win for the both of us. I get more people watching the videos, and you don't miss any other Eagles content just like this. And also, while you're at it, make sure you drop a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And now with that being said, let's get back into the video. So of course we know that the Eagles offense has had its fair share of issues throughout the year, and each and every week it seems like it's always something, but they can never quite play up to their potential for the whole game for whatever reason. And after the Eagles win last week, we know that DeVonta Smith had voiced his displeasure with the offense and emphasized the need to improve.
We're not playing good football right now. As an offense, we're not where we want to be. So I mean, I'm not satisfied. Yeah, we got 11 wins. I'm not happy.
And now at this point, just a few days before the Cardinals game, Smitty doubled down on those comments as he demanded change from the offense.
Not going to always get by, you know, doing the things that we're doing. Yeah, we're 11-4, been barely getting by. That don't last forever.
How does it change?
Doing the things you need to do, not turn the ball over, pre-snap penalties and things like that.
So honestly, he just outlined a really simple fix there. Now it's just about them actually getting out there and fixing those things and not falling victim to these bad habits that have persisted throughout the entire year. Because at the end of the day, the players can only control what they can control, and what they can't control is their execution. Things like not turning the ball over or committing pre-snap penalties and things like that. If they do that, that bodes well for this Eagles offense, and I think like Smitty alluded to, we'll see a significant improvement, and they maybe won't just be barely getting by anymore. And now in addition to this, DeVonta Smith was also asked what has caused AJ Brown to be so mad this week, as of course we know that he refused to talk to the media after the Christmas Day win over the Giants, and he also politely declined to be interviewed on Wednesday and Thursday. So again, when asked about it, this is what Smitty said.
Why is he angry, I guess?
I don't know. You have to ask him. I don't know.
We're trying.
We might have two different, you know, answers, but I can't speak for him.
Well, luckily, AJ did eventually break his silence by way of social media, specifically tweeting out this iconic video of NBA legend Kevin Durant, which goes a long way in explaining where AJ's frustrations are actually coming from.
They got nothing to do with me. I'm trying to play basketball. Y'all come here every day, ask me about free agency, ask my teammates, my coaches, you rile up the fans about it. Y'all let us play basketball. That's all I'm saying. And now when I don't want to talk to y'all, it's a problem with me. Come on, man. Grow up. Grow up. Yeah, you grow up. Come on, bro. I come in here and go to work every day. I don't cause no problems. I play the right way. Or I try to play the right way. I try to be the best player I can be every possession. What's the problem? What am I doing to y'all?
You weren't talking media.
So, who are you? Why do I got to talk to you? Tell me. Is that gonna help me do my job better? Nah, bro. I didn't feel like talking. I just don't trust none of y'all. Every time I say something, it's get twisted up and thrown out in so many different publications, try to tear me down with my words that I say. So when I don't say nothing, it's a problem. I just want to play ball. I want to go to the gym and go home. That's all.
So there you have it. It sounds like the reason AJ's upset and not talking to the media is because he's upset with the media. It's not because he's frustrated with the offense or his role or anything else. He seems more so just upset by the fact that the media kind of seems to have this negative agenda towards him. We've seen in the past how they've blown up these little sideline arguments or twisted his words around. I mean, it seems like there's this narrative out there on AJ Brown that he's this diva or locker room cancer or that he's selfish or something like that. But if that's the case, then why do we see him have interactions with his teammates like this?
You didn't want us to get on offense today, dude. Hey, it's the go-yard bag, I'm telling you. Go! I'll buy you another. Yeah. He said, go get some yards. Hey, I'll buy you another. I'll buy you another. Go get some yards. Go get some yards.
I don't know. I am personally completely with AJ here and thinking that the media just needs to chill out sometimes. I mean, whether it be the national or Philly media, let's just stop trying to push this dumb narrative about AJ Brown out there that he's like this diva or something else, because that's just simply not true. There's a reason that he's a team captain at the end of the day, and I mean, sure, he can get a little emotional at times, I won't deny that, but I also don't really have a problem with anything that he's done as long as he just continues to produce at a high level on the field, and he also remains a good teammate. I mean, can we please not drive arguably the best receiver that the Eagles have ever had out of Philly? I'd greatly appreciate that, and I'd also greatly appreciate it if you just went down right now and hit the subscribe button and also turned on notifications, because we got plenty more content covering the Philadelphia Eagles leading into this Arizona Cardinals matchup, also after it, and just throughout the rest of the year in general. So again, if you don't want to miss any of that, make sure you subscribe and also turn on notifications. Also, drop a like down on this video if you did enjoy it and want to help show some support, and leave a comment down below just regarding anything that I talked about in this video. And also, if you want to watch another video talking about what Nick Sirianni and other Eagles had to say about Jonathan Gannon before his return to Philly, you can go check this out right here. And now with all that being said, that's pretty much all I got for this one, guys. So thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.